You know what's fascinating? How the woman who couldn't appreciate you when she had you suddenly can't stop thinking about you once you're gone. When you were there, you were boring, predictable, too available, not exciting enough. She had you, so she stopped valuing you. She took you for granted because she thought you'd always be there. Then you left, or you moved on, or you stopped chasing. And something shifted in her brain. Suddenly, you're not boring anymore. You're the one who got away. The man she should have appreciated. The relationship she destroyed through her own indifference. This is the regret pattern. And it plays out the same way every time. She doesn't miss you while she has you. She misses you when she realizes she can't have you anymore. If you want more content that exposes the patterns most men miss, hit like and subscribe to our channel. Alpha Lens Mindset here. Let's break it down. Let me start with why this happens. Understanding the psychology explains the regret that comes later. When you're consistently available, consistently investing, consistently showing up, you become predictable. And predictability kills attraction for most women. You were the stable guy, the reliable one, the one who answered when she called, the one who made time for her, the one who was invested in making the relationship work. And because you were always there, she stopped appreciating it. She started treating your presence like furniture, something she expected to be there, so she stopped noticing when it was. Meanwhile, she was attracted to uncertainty, to the guys who were inconsistent, who didn't always respond, who kept her guessing, because unpredictability creates anxiety, and anxiety gets misread as attraction. You were the sure thing, and sure things get taken for granted. She thought she could always come back to you, that you'd always be available, that she had unlimited time to decide if you were good enough. She didn't realize that being taken for granted has an expiration date, that eventually the man who was always there stops being there. And by the time she notices, it's too late. Here's what most men don't understand. When you first leave or pull away, she feels relief. Finally, the pressure is off. The guilt about not reciprocating your investment is gone. The responsibility of being in a relationship with someone who actually cares is lifted. She tells herself she made the right decision, that you weren't right for her anyway, that she's better off without the relationship, that she needs this freedom. She might even celebrate. Go out more. Post on social media about being free and independent. Embrace the single life she thought she was missing. This initial relief convinces her that leaving was correct, that she doesn't miss you, that she's fine without you. But this phase doesn't last, because relief from responsibility isn't the same as happiness. And eventually, reality sets in. The first trigger, silence, the first crack in her relief appears when she realizes you're actually gone. Not playing games, not trying to get her back, just gone. She expected you to chase, to reach out, to try to convince her to come back. That's what always happened before. Every other time she pulled away or created distance, you pursued. You tried harder. You made the effort. So she's waiting for that, waiting for the text, the call, the "I miss you" message, the attempt to fix things, and it doesn't come. Radio silence. At first she's offended. He's really not going to fight for me. Her ego is bruised. She was expecting pursuit, and silence feels like rejection. Then confusion sets in. Why isn't he reaching out? Does he not care? Did he move on that fast? This silence is the first trigger, because it forces her to confront that you might actually be done, that this isn't a game, that you're not waiting for her to change her mind. And that's when the doubt creeps in. The second trigger, seeing you move forward. The second major trigger happens when she sees evidence that you're not sitting around waiting for her, that you're actually living your life, improving, moving forward. Maybe she sees you at the gym looking better. Maybe mutual friends mention you're doing well. Maybe she sees social media posts that show you thriving, not mourning. This destroys the narrative she built. She told herself you needed her, that you'd be lost without her, that you were too invested to just move on. But here you are, better than before, not chasing her, not even thinking about her as far as she can tell. And now she's the one checking on you, wondering what you're doing, who you're with, whether you've replaced her. This is when the comparison starts. She's comparing her current situation to what she had with you. And often, her current situation isn't better. It's just different. And different isn't necessarily good. The third trigger, dating after you. The third major trigger, and this is the one that really drives the regret home, is when she tries to date after you. She thought she'd have better options, that the grass would be greener, that men out there would be more exciting, more attractive, more whatever she thought she was missing. Then reality hits. The exciting guys don't want commitment. The attractive guys have too many options to choose her. The successful guys have standards she doesn't meet. She realizes that the stability you offered isn't common, that most men aren't as invested, as reliable, as genuinely interested in building something real. She's dating men who are less interested than you were, who put in less effort, who treat her worse, who see her as an option, not a priority. And every disappointing date, every guy who ghosts, every situationship that goes nowhere, it all makes her think about what she had with you. The man who actually wanted her, who actually tried, who would have built something real if she'd let him. This comparison isn't fair to you because she's comparing the reality of new guys to the idealized memory of you now that you're gone. But it doesn't matter. The comparison is happening and you're winning every time. The fourth trigger, seeing you with someone else. If the previous triggers created doubt, this one creates crisis. Because seeing you with someone else, or even just knowing you're dating, destroys her completely. She thought she had time, that you'd be available when she figured out what she wanted, that you'd wait for her while she explored other options. Now you're not available. Someone else has your attention. Someone else is getting the investment she took for granted. Someone else is building with you what she could have had. And it's eating her alive. She's analyzing everything. What does this new woman have that she didn't? Is she prettier, younger, more cooperative, less demanding? She's watching from a distance, trying to see if you're happy, hoping it's not serious, convincing herself it won't last because you're still hers on some level, even though she has no claim to you anymore. This is when the regret becomes undeniable, because she can't lie to herself anymore about not caring. If she didn't care, she wouldn't be checking. She wouldn't be analyzing. She wouldn't be bothered. But she is, deeply, and that bothers her even more. Let me show you what this regret looks like in practice, because it's not always obvious. She starts reaching out. Random texts. Hey, how have you been? Messages about nothing important, excuses to re-establish contact. She brings you up in conversations with mutual friends, fishing for information. What's he doing? Who's he seeing? Is he happy? She engages with your social media more, liking old posts, watching your stories, commenting on things she wouldn't have engaged with before. She might even engineer coincidental run-ins, showing up places she knows you'll be, creating opportunities to bump into you. If she's really in her feelings, she might send the late-night "I miss you" text, or the "I made a mistake" confession, or the "Can we talk" request. All of this is regret in action, her trying to undo what she did by being indifferent when you were available. Here's the brutal reality. By the time she regrets it, it's usually too late. And there are 3 reasons why. First, you've moved on psychologically. You're not the same man who was waiting for her approval anymore. You've built yourself. You've healed. You've realized your worth. You're not interested in going back to a dynamic where you're chasing someone who couldn't appreciate you. The version of you she wants back doesn't exist anymore, and the current version of you isn't interested in someone who needed to lose you to value you. Second, trust is destroyed. Even if you were interested in trying again, how would you trust her? She didn't value you when you were available. How do you know she values you now? Or is she just regretting the loss of stability while still not actually desiring you? You can't build a relationship on someone's regret. Regret that they lost you isn't the same as actually wanting you. And you know that if you went back, the same patterns would eventually emerge. Third, she hasn't actually changed. She regrets losing you. That's not the same as becoming the kind of woman who would appreciate you if she had you again. Regret is often just nostalgia mixed with ego damage. She misses the validation you provided, the stability you offered, the investment you made. But that doesn't mean she's become less entitled, less demanding, less prone to taking you for granted. Going back would just restart the cycle. She'd appreciate you temporarily, then familiarity would breed contempt again, and you'd be right back where you started. Let me tell you what this pattern teaches men, because this isn't just about her regret, it's about what you do with this knowledge. First, don't wait for appreciation. If she's not appreciating you now, she's not going to suddenly start while you're still available. Appreciation often only comes after loss. Don't waste years hoping she'll see your value while you're there. Second, your absence is more powerful than your presence. When you're always available, you're taken for granted. When you remove your presence, your value becomes obvious. Sometimes, the best thing you can do is walk away and let absence teach the lesson your presence couldn't. Third, don't go back to someone who needed to lose you to value you. If it took your absence for her to appreciate what you offered, she didn't actually value you. She valued having you available. That's not love, that's convenience. And going back rewards her lack of appreciation. Fourth, her regret doesn't obligate you. Just because she finally realizes what she lost doesn't mean you owe her another chance. Her regret is her problem. Your job is to protect yourself and move forward, not rescue someone from the consequences of their own choices. Here's what you need to understand. Regret is common. Change is rare. Most women who take good men for granted eventually regret it. When the exciting guys don't commit, when the options dry up, when they realize that stability and genuine investment are actually valuable. But regret doesn't mean they've changed. It means they've experienced loss. And experiencing loss doesn't automatically make someone capable of appreciation. If you take her back, you're teaching her that taking you for granted has no permanent consequences, that she can discard you and pick you back up whenever she decides you're valuable again. Don't do that. Because the woman who couldn't appreciate you when you were there won't suddenly appreciate you long-term when you come back. She'll appreciate the relief of having you again. Then she'll slip back into taking you for granted once the fear of loss fades. The regret is real, but it's not about you, it's about what she lost, and that's not the same as her becoming worthy of having you. If this explained the pattern you've seen, drop "too little, too late" in the comments below. Have you watched a woman regret losing you? Did you go back, or did you stay gone? Her regret is not your responsibility. Your growth is. Alpha Lens Mindset here. Thank you for watching. Stay sharp.